This is the Hoptodigger. When I bought this backhoe, I ran it across a scale. I think it was 33,000 pounds. Got a weight tag on it. I'd have to double check that. It's got a 3-cylinder Detroit with a hydraulic pump on the back. Motor sounds real good. These tires are getting a little bit brittle, but they hold. They don't lose any air. I keep 50 pounds of air in them. It's got pieces of hard ground or hard pan in between the rims on the side of the truck. I never did chisel it out yet with a crowbar. The guy I bought it from bought this machine, and he dug one big trench across his ranch, one big straight trench. And the way he did it was he used the boom and swiveled it in front of the vehicle, and knurled the bucket in to pull himself along. So each time he did his digging and had to move forward a few feet, he swivel it around, pull himself forward to keep himself from having another guy operate the cab. It's got a 8-cylinder International, great big radiator, and its compressor. Yeah, that motor never gets hot, even in the summertime when it's idles. All that gets 180s with that big radiator. It's the hottest it ever gets. And this bucket, it's really not that bad. Needs to be grooved out, preheated, and welded in the corner there for the first 6 or 8 inches. There's some slight rust in the rod that I can't feel this at all. I'm showing you the worst of it so you know. I emery cloth out when I got it. With some fine emery cloth. They made these things, this is the cab. These two, I think, are just, as you saw in the video when I was digging with it, I'm not much of a backhoe operator. Once you get in here for 10 minutes, you remember what's what here, but I think these two are to swivel the cab right or left. These two are for a bucket curl, or vice versa. These other 4 are for the rest of it. Motor sounds good. Those two big hydraulic cylinders that you saw before we got to the motor is this, and it pivots. There's a pin right here. It takes the back of this the back half of that boom and picks it up. It's a diesel for the Detroit. There's always been antifreeze in the radiator. It's a hydraulic reservoir. Alright, this is one of the boom cylinders here. This one, none of these cylinders are leaking. But this one, I'm showing you the worst of it so you know. Right up here. And I can feel this one. I need to buff that out with some fine emery also. It's not bad, but it's causing a little bit right here, and it's causing it's less on the other side. I'm showing you the worst of it. And if it were to leak, the seals they got nowadays made out of stuff, they can handle that. But as you see, there's just typical just mildewish leakage there. There's no fluid dripping. This had some repairs on it over the years. You see it's plated up in areas. And there's a plate right there. And here. Maybe that's where, maybe at the factory that was done, I don't know. But there's no sign of cracks. Motor sounds good. As you heard, this is where most of your controls are coming in on this valve. There's no leakage there. And this hose needs to be replaced because that's where it's leaking. There's a slow leak here. It keeps everything a constant mess in here. So I bought this from a guy that no longer needed it. And I'm not going to be doing what I had intended with it. I'm not selling it because there's anything wrong with it. We've used it very little, just for picking up stuff and cleaned out some ditch and a few maintenance things around here. But there's no use in me having it, so it's for sale. If you have any other questions, you can ask by email or call at the number listed.